again. My name is Vittorio, and we've been looking at a series of lectures on Intentism, the new art movement, and themes of intentionality around it. We've been looking at where meaning can be found. We've been saying that the best place to find meaning is in the intention of the creator, and that finding meaning in the work or finding meaning in the audience doesn't always evaluate to what the meaning of the work is. We've been looking at the problems of understanding meaning in the light of the complexities of the human mind last week. And this particular session we're going to be looking at how it can be difficult to discover intention. This is one of the great arguments of people who defend a stance as anti-intentional. They would say that, okay, perhaps in an ideal world intention is important, but how do you find it effectively? Well, we're going to look at the difficulties in discovering intention today, and I've broken it down into 5 areas. First of all, sketches, 2 notes, 3 conversations, 4 oeuvre, and secondly, genre. One final argument, as I say, against intentionality is the difficulties in discovering intention. May I begin by saying this? Some say that if intentions are hard to find, this means that the meaning of a work is not in the intention. I think this is manipulative. We must first decide whether epistemologically intentions have an influence on the work's meaning. That's the first thing we must do. How hard something is in practice is at that point irrelevant. Only when we have taken a position on this can we look at where to discover intention. It would be entirely consistent to say, firstly, that meaning is found in the outworking of intention, but it is impossible to find evidence of all that intention entails, and still be called an intentist or believe in intentionality. Happily, though, although it can certainly be sometimes a challenge, these difficulties have been exaggerated. We can find intention, first of all, if you have a look at the slide there, in the artist's sketches of the work in question. We can find number 2 here in artist's notes. Conversation, number 3 with the artist. The oeuvre, or artist's body of work. And the genre, meaning where does this work fit in with the type of work we define it as. Again, arguments that the artist might lie about intention that we briefly mentioned a few weeks ago doesn't help. We need to know whether intention helps us, not whether forgeries of intentions are valid or not. No forgery should cast doubt on the authentic. In sum, as has been said about knowing the intention to meaning bridge, the same can be applied here. We can know intentions, never omnisciently, but truly. We can understand them perfectly well. Okay, multiple intentions. So how does this work in practice? How does this intention to meaning bridge, the idea that meaning is always the outworking of intention, work? Well, the creative process is a series of mini-intentions. The final intention is to intend no more, and I've got an example of Chaucer's Canterbury Tales for you. In practice, therefore, how do intentions play a part in the creation of a work of art? Is there simply one overarching meta-intention? Well, there may be. However, the common practice would be a play between a meta-intention, no matter how vague this is, and a series of mini-intentions. For example, the choice of a certain colour in a certain area on the canvas. The final intention is to intend no more. If the author or the artist doesn't change his mind with a new set of intentions, then once the artist has worked out that final intention, all epistemological questions and qualities in the work are fixed. An argument for intentionality can be made here. It is commonly held, if you have a look at the 3rd example on the slide there, that Chaucer never completed his Canterbury Tales. Yet, as each tale had its own mini-intentions, although the meta-intention was incomplete, we have some tales where all the epistemological qualities are present, and so have meaning. Furthermore, what of other works held to be incomplete? Why do we talk of Beethoven's Unfinished Symphony? If we hold to the birth of the viewer, why don't we say, well, I think it's finished, so it is finished? Well, since the creator died while composing, we admit that the intender was still intending at this moment, thus establishing the importance of intention. We'll finish there. Next week will be our last look at the idea of intentism and the intentional trail, intentionality. We'll be having a look at how various intentists have put this theory into practice in their work. Thank you very much.